Okay, so we're here in front of Toyota Center. Myself and Adam Wexler, we just left Rockets practice. There was kind of a new feel in the air, at least I felt it. It's playoff time.
Yeah, this is why they're all together here, and this is what you're going to hear from us over the course of the day. And the days leading up to Sunday's game, good for the Rockets. They didn't have to start till Sunday because they were out on the West Coast, but to have 2 days off before Game 2 without travel, 2 more days off before Game 3, probably bodes well for Houston. Mike D'Antoni said 50-50 on Ryan Anderson, and that's actually important considering Bob Mute's injury. Anderson was lights out against the T-Wolves, but then again, so were the Rockets. Bombs away against the T-Wolves, 4 wins in 4 tries.
Yeah, a lot of three-point shooting, I think, in the future against this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Timberwolves, for some reason, haven't quite caught up to the rest of the NBA. Both the Rockets and the T-Wolves set franchise records for three-pointers made. The Rockets were over 1,200. The franchise record for the Timberwolves now is 658, which they did this year. They're the least likely team to take a three-pointer, and, of course, the Rockets are the most likely team. So it's a divergent style for both teams. The Rockets let Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler do what they do inside the three-point line, and the Rockets keep extending their lead because they're making three-pointers. At least that's what's happened in the regular season.
3 is better than 2. I thought it was funny when Coach D'Antoni was asked about the Timberwolves being back in the playoffs for the first time in forever, and he said, how did he put it? He said, I'm happy for them. He tried to pull something out, but no, this is playoff time. All that nice stuff is over.
Yeah, it was exactly the reaction I actually expected from a coach thinking, I'm completely unconcerned with anything going on for the happiness of, it's not like he's from Minnesota and this feels good for him. They've had coaches from Minnesota who've been part of that organization that might have felt differently, but certainly not D'Antoni. Exactly. It's going to be good for them, and I don't think most people give Minnesota much of a chance to make this an extended playoff. Say the Rockets and Timberwolves met once before in the postseason, and that series I think most people think will go a lot like this one. They swept the T-Wolves many years ago in the Kevin Garnett era, and the Karl Anthony Towns era, postseason-wise, might start the same way.
So this season, Rockets 4-0 against the Timberwolves. How many of those games were by like 15-plus points?
Well, they won the first game by 18, and then they won by 18. And after that, they won by 18.
Okay.
The final game, they only won by 9, though.
Okay, so only by 9. But a 4-0 team, but that gives kind of the Timberwolves a little bit of fire, too, I think, under their butt. And then with Jimmy Butler being back, I think it's going to be a series, but I say the Rockets could also take it in 4 games.
I think it'll be a series within each game. I don't think they're going to blow them out in the fashion they did in the regular season. But I also think the Timberwolves have one thing going for them in that they basically already played a playoff game. That was playoff atmosphere in their finale against Denver. They had to go to overtime. They had a chance to have their season over. So they're in that mode. Very young team, very inexperienced when it comes to the playoffs. But Thibodeau has a little history here in Houston. Maybe we'll see Aaron Brooks trot out his Rockets red blazer and root for this team, even though he's a Timberwolf now. Probably not. But I think the series definitely leans heavily for the 1 seed.
Do you think it'll take Rockets some time to get back into that intensity, or do you think they're ready to go right now?
I think they'll be fine. They've been so good in the first quarters, usually with James leading the way, dishing it out, getting other guys involved. But his first quarters have been so good. That's actually an area where the Wolves have been very good over the course of their season. Their first quarter starts have been good for them. But I think the Rockets will be in position. I don't think it'll take them long to get going. Eric Gordon being back helps. Their 3 most important 3 players on the perimeter, all healthy and ready to go.
Okay, well, we're excited. We're going to be talking about this for how many more days leading up to it. So I guess that'll wrap it up from Toyota Center.